welcome back to Read with Megs. So, as you probably saw, today we're going to be organizing my bookshelf. And you might be like, oh, Megan, low-key, it looks organized. It is. I just want to reorganize it. So yeah, sorry if the mic is popping or if the camera's crooked. I'm really trying. Anyways, so basically the issue here is not a single book more will fit on the shelf, it's shoved in. Usually I like to display my books or put some face out. I can't. There's no room. I am on a book buying ban because I have 65 books in my physical TBR. But I still want to make it look nice. I still want to make it look pretty, so this is what we're gonna do. This is my shelf right now. We have some extra books on the side that didn't fit, but most of these I'm gonna take to a little library. And then a lot of these books on the bottom are kids' books because I still live at home and I still have books I read when I was a kid, like The School for Good and Evil, The Land of Stories. I read those when I was a kid. Although, I did just get my brother into The Land of Stories, so maybe I can pawn those off onto his shelf. A lot of what I'm going to do is be getting rid of things onto my siblings' shelves. So first, I'm going to take it all off. So take a nice long look, because it will not be like this anymore. It's editing Megan. Basically the mic decided not to work at this one clip for some reason. So basically all I was saying was, oh my gosh, look, I took all the books off. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna put them back on now. Yeah, so now you get to watch me put the books back on the shelf. Okay, I have a question. When you put books up and down, would you put it last book to first book, or would you put it first book to last book? Because I personally have always put first to last. I'll show you. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to switch it around because I forgot that this shelf is smaller than this shelf, so thrown a glass won't fit all the way. But anyways, what I was talking about was that I would go first book to last book. Because I don't know, it just makes sense in my mind to put the bigger book on the bottom. Okay, so my mom helped me move around the shelves a little bit. Now it'll fit. I had to move it up too, but I feel like it doesn't look that weird. And these fit, so we're slaying is what I'm feeling. I'm gonna put Realmbringer here, Crescent City here. I have so much room. I have room for 3 books here because I used to just fit Crescent City and Empyrean. Is that what it's called? Sorry, I haven't read this book in so long. I think I'm gonna do a reread this week before Onyx Storm comes out. Catch that in my vlog. Anyways, okay. On to the next. I think I'm gonna do fantasy here. This is gonna be fantasy. This is gonna stay the same and be. Wait, this doesn't make sense. I'm gonna have a whole open shelf basically. Let me just put stuff on and then we'll see where we're at. this is where we're at. I like this shelf. I like this shelf. This one's slowly coming along. I feel like a lot of it is ending up the same. Like the same books near the same books, which I'm trying not to do again. But, I mean, it's also my shelf and I can do whatever the hell I want, so. This one's very pretty, but I feel like I can't really display the last book, like the third book of the series, if I haven't read it. So we're gonna display this one. Excited to read. Okay, moving on. I think next I'm gonna go through all the kids' books I have and just decide which ones I want to keep and which ones I want to give away / put in a little library. Think I did it. Not really much changed here. This is still the same books, but just like more spread out. This is I love. These are like my favorite books, basically. I'm currently reading Priory. Love. This shelf slays, and I like how it's like packed in there, but it still looks nice because there's like a difference. These are kind of my miscellaneous like TBR books, because I don't really have a TBR shelf. Maybe I should get one. I don't really have anywhere to put it though. This one I'm loving. So I'm missing the first book because my brother's reading it, but my sort of 12-year-old self books, and then some more like YA fantasy. Basically all of this is YA fantasy, but this is like really, really YA. Like this is like child fantasy, and this is child, this is YA, this is like new adult. This is new adult, this is young adult, this is young. If that makes sense. This is still like random miscellaneous, but it's like much less kids books. So this is all not kids books. These are more like, some of them are classics, some of them are just like literary fiction. Actually there's only one classic still here because I got rid of the other ones because I already read them and I have to put them back, because when I take a book from a little library I always make sure to put it back. So like this copy of Daisy Jones and the Six is very beat up and it's not my copy, it's from a little library, but I saw it and I was like, wait, I need to read that, and it's literally right there and it's free, so I'm gonna take it and then I'm gonna put it back later. That's what I think about little libraries, is sometimes people are like, well, I don't have a book on me, so how can I take a book from it? And in my opinion, it's like a big cycle. It's like an ecosystem. I often will take books from a little library and I'm not giving them back a book. I don't leave one. But it's because I know that I'm going to read the book, I'm going to enjoy the book, and then I'm going to put it back. And I might even put back more extra books that I have left over. So like in the end, I'm still contributing to the ecosystem, if that makes sense. So these are all my books that I took off my shelves or that I'm not keeping. Most of them are really random books. Most of them are not like current popular books. They're kids books, but we're still gonna go through them. So first, hi again. So I actually filmed all of the books that I'm not keeping and the mic stopped working, so we're just gonna do a really quick run through. These are all books that are my sister's and were on my shelf, but I'm just gonna go put them on her shelf. So it's Divergent, The Perks of Being a Wallflower, A Wrinkle in Time, and Little Women. These are both like really cool, old, like classic vintage, really slay. Then we have these little random like books on minerals and castles, and I don't know what this book is. Kids books that ended up on my shelf that I don't want to keep on my shelf, so we're just gonna put them on other shelves or little libraries. And then these are like self-help books. Like we have School Smarts, Writing Smarts. These are American Girl doll books, and then this is about like aging and becoming a teen, and I'm sure I read them at some point, but I don't want to still own them, so we're gonna get rid of these, maybe little library them. I also apparently had 2 copies of The Island of the Blue Dolphin. I've never read this. I tried reading it. I didn't like it. This is my mom's original copy with sprayed edges, which is crazy because it's like so old. Like, when was this published? 1960. Wait, that's impossible. What? Is that on the book? Okay, like 1978 or something. But still, sprayed edges is crazy. I have another copy. We'll probably get rid of this one, but yeah. And then I also had like a few other kids' books that I just put on my brother's shelf. Doesn't really matter, they're kids' books. These are the ones that I wanted to talk about, which are, these I all got, except for this one. I got them all from little libraries. I read most of them, and I'm gonna put them back into a little library in another video where I do like a little library swap. Because I have a little library at my house, but it's for kids' books only because we made it when I was a kid. So now I like can't even use it, which is kind of annoying. We could switch it to adult books, but my parents don't want to. Anyways, we have holes, which is so funny. Someone from the library wrote in the book, most boring book I've ever read. I disagree, but that's savage. This is the second book in the series. I don't know where this came from, but I don't want to keep it, so I'm gonna give it away. This is The Rest of Us Just Live Here. It basically follows like the NPCs of Community, like the non-playable characters, the people who are not the main characters, who aren't trying to save the village. They just are chilling and living their lives and being like, whoa, like the school blew up, like that's so crazy, but they're not doing anything to fix it because they're not the main characters, which is, I thought was really interesting. This is The Uglies. I read this like 3 years ago. I liked it, and I actually bought the rest of the series, which is down here, but I never kept reading the series, so I gotta get to that. But I don't need 2 copies, so we're gonna get rid of this one. This is Atomic Love. I never read this. My mom tried to read it and said she said she didn't like it. It was like a worse version of Lessons in Chemistry almost. They kept being like, this woman is so smart, but she wouldn't do things that showed she was smart. They would just say she was smart. So my mom didn't like it, so I didn't want to try reading it, so we're just gonna put it back. And I sort of have a belief that like that you can take from little libraries and like not give back right away, because like I would take the book, read it, and I know I'm gonna put it back. I'm not gonna keep it on my shelf, so it's almost like you're adding to the ecosystem. So I'm gonna put all these back into the little library ecosystem. And then finally we have the book, or The Picture of Ryan Gray. I read this. I liked it. It was not my favorite, but I liked it. We also have 2 copies of this because my sister has her own copy, so I'm gonna put this back in the little library and then just keep the other copy. But I did like it. So with these little library books, we will be doing a little library video, I think. So yeah, that's basically it. Thank you so much for watching. I know this was a little bit chaotic, but tried my best. If you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much. Please subscribe, and see you in the next video.